To show you my installation of this EG4 18 kilowatt PV inverter. So I just switched this into place of my former grow watts. I have about 35 kilowatt hours of battery backup here, and which is more than enough. And I have a small array. It's only about 6 kilowatts, but I don't have much need at this location. So I want to show you something that's really cool. I like this system. It's pretty slick. It has some good communication ports and capability. What I like about this is there's three. So 1, 2, 3 different PV inputs. So I can have 3 different voltages, 3 different PV arrays. Your battery inputs here. I just ran copper 2-watt to my system here. So plenty of power coming in. You have, your separate battery breaker, your load breaker, and then over here on the side, I have my PV voltage on off. So I don't have to have a separate breaker cutoff for that. It's really, really convenient to play with. So you can see the different voltages. I'm only using 2 different, actually I don't think it's going to come out in this camera, but 2 different inputs. I'm hooking up well, based on, it's kind of towards sunset now, but 270 volts, 64 watts. But point is, I'm kind of splitting my array up going in. Today, I only use 13 kilowatt hours total, or energy from my PVs. I only consume 2.4 kilowatts, or kilowatt hours. So, I mean, it's really slick system. I'm not even utilizing the whole thing. I want to be clear here. You might say, hey, why is there a splicer? These are not splices. Those are just some clamps I taped. And then I use these brass connectors to make it look good. But I really I put this battery here on top. I got a couple of these batteries, just 2 with the nice LEDs. And that way I can monitor my whole array. Even though these are the older ones I have, I can monitor the whole array with just the top ones to see where I'm at. I do have another battery I'm going to install. It's currently being worked on. But I ran 2-watt and 2 gauge across the board here to make it extra, handle the current just fine. So this is a 12 kilowatt system. Go underground back here. So not really 4.0 there, but I think it'll pass muster for what we're looking at. So this gives us complete grid, off-grid power. 100 amps is minimum code required for residents for your service line. So we're totally off-grid. I thought I'd just show you here this battery room. I built this battery room. It's kind of unique. So there's 6 inches of insulation on all the walls. So all the walls, have sheetrock. I never bothered taping. I just use expanding foam. But I have 6 inches of insulation around it. And then underneath the concrete, I have 3 inches of insulation down there. And then I have a door here that I mount in the wintertime. So there's actually a door of insulation that goes here. Now the benefit of that is I don't have to worry about keeping my batteries warm. It gets very, very cold in this climate. So I don't have to worry about losing anything. This is just a shed. I don't have to worry about it getting freezing, but I do have to worry about it getting too hot, so I have to leave the door open once it starts warming up. I think what I will end up doing, though, is I'll probably put a vent over here that'll regulate the temperature in the summertime. Anyway, that's this new installation. I think it's pretty cool. The old grow watts, like I said, I'm going to install to deliver water on my greenhouse farm. So pretty cool setup. I'm impressed. What I didn't like about this 18 kPV EG4 was it's not plug and play, which bothered me a little bit. So I had to figure out, when we installed this, had to figure out how to, had to figure out what the password and stuff was to set this up. And what I was really expecting was once I had the batteries hooked up, it should automatically generate power. Once the PVs were hooked up, I'd have charge. That wasn't the case. You had to actually go in the menu. They give you a book the user manual to go through and find the password at 00000, and you had to enter it in. I didn't like that. What I wanted was plug and play. What I wanted was something easy and no setup. So those are the downsides on this. Otherwise, I was really impressed. The lugs are so beefy. I don't have to worry about stripping them. These are easy. I just have to put in like a screwdriver and, you know, basically the alligator mouth there will open up and you can put the wire right in. So it makes it very easy. No ferrules or anything. I know some people like in Europe like to do that, but I'm fine like this. These I did need to close in. They're not 4.0, but I'll fix the gaps with some caulking to make sure we don't have any rodents come into the box. So that's kind of the game plan. Anyway, I think it's good, pretty solid, and appreciate your watching this, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.